unit away. That right there don't even sound right.
Don't know wait on the thing that I wanna get nasty. Don't know wait on the thing that I wanna get nasty.
The video, your girl is back again with another story time. If you new my channel, hey girl, hey. And if you're a returning subscriber, I don't even gotta say nothing, because you know what's up, I know what's up, we know what's up, and that's on period and Mary Had a Little Lamb. So as y'all can see by the title today, I'm gonna be telling y'all about the time I was a fool for Bummy. And let me go ahead and give y'all a few disclaimers before we get into this video. We got 3 disclaimers, y'all. So one, your girl got her nails done. They real cute. Y'all see them? I got my nails done, so I'm gonna be doing a lot of clicking, clacking, and talking with my hands, because baby, these need to be seen. And 2, I'm a little lit, y'all. And yes, I'm drinking wine out of a champagne glass. I don't have no more wine glasses. And 3, what's my last disclaimer? Oh, 3, everybody been a fool for somebody, so don't judge me. George, y'all, I'm a little tipsy. Judge your mama, and if you a mother, judge your daughter, because that's the only opinion that matters here. So now that we got that out of the way, y'all, let's go ahead and get into this story time. So y'all already know, in order for any of my story times to make sense, I have to give y'all a little backstory. And I feel like I already done gave y'all backstory about Bummy, but it is people new here, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. So I met Bummy at the ghetto call center, and his name is Bummy for bum, y'all. He was a bum, and we gonna get into it. And the reason why this call center is ghetto is simply because they had metal detectors when you came in and left work every day. They had hygiene meetings at this place. Everybody was having sex and orgies with everybody. It was just a mad unprofessional. Like, this was like the most unprofessional job I ever had. It was just a ghetto call center, y'all. So boom, Bummy was in my training class, and I already peeped him looking at me. I really didn't like him. Physically, I was not attracted to Bummy at all. Like, the more I started talking to him, he was very charismatic, and I was attracted to his intellect. But y'all, him physically, he just wasn't cute. Like, he looked like Jay-Z when he was 18, lips and all. Like, he wasn't the typical type. He was light skinned, he was short, he was like 5'8". He was from Miami, and this is why I don't talk to Miami men now. Y'all know how some people don't talk to people based off their zodiac sign. If a man tells me he's from Miami or anywhere near Miami, it's a done daughter for me. Like, case closed. I do not do men from Miami, and I know all men are not the same, but this man scarred me, y'all. Like, this, never again. I done been a fool once and once only, but we gonna get into it. So basically, me and him, we started talking or whatever, and I do want to let y'all know, I started working at the ghetto call center like in May, and it was like the end of my sophomore year, and I only worked there for like a few months, y'all, because I told y'all I couldn't keep up with what they had going on and with school. It was just a lot because I was working full time. And Bummy was working at the ghetto call center. He was on your girl body. He was trying to talk to me. He would always offer to take me out on dates. He would offer to give me rides. I do want to let y'all know we did live in the same apartment complex. So he would offer to, you know, just for me to save gas. He would pick me up, take me to work. Like, everything was cool. Wanted to take me out. Like, y'all, he was a complete gentleman, but it was a front. Everything was a front. Like, after like 2 months of us talking, so no, May, June, July. Okay, so 3 months of us talking. We wasn't officially dating yet, but I already knew he was gonna be my man. By this time, I was already in love with him. I liked him, although I was not attracted to him. But you know, personality goes a long way, y'all. That's why Beyonce with Jay-Z. Plus he a billionaire. But anyway, y'all, so me and him started talking or whatever, and like 3 months into us, I would say we was in like a situationship for like the first 3 months. I already knew he was gonna be my man. He was already asking me out, but I don't know, y'all, I was just skeptical. Like, my body, I should have just stuck with my heart. Like, my heart was telling me not to give him a chance, just simply because I was not attracted to him, but I did like his personality, and I just liked the way he moved and the way he carried himself. So 3 months into us talking, he ended up asking me if he can come stay with me.
Hell no, to the no, no.
And mommy, if you watching this, just click off the video now, because I know you didn't raise me this way. Just go ahead and click off the video if you watching this, because y'all, my mother be watching my videos, and I don't want to embarrass her. So mommy, just click off the video, because your girl, I was in love. Just click off the video. So boom, we talking. Oh, almost spilled my drink. So we talking for about 2 to 3 months. Everything going all good. He's taking me out. We dating. This is when Power was out, and we connecting. We bonding with Power. We watching Power every night. Y'all know we just doing our thing. Your girl in love. Like, I'm living a happy life. I don't know about the kids, because I told y'all he hid a whole baby from me. I ain't know about the kids. I ain't know about the baby mama. This is before he got aggressive and put his hands on me and I had to call the popo. This is before all of that, y'all. We in the lovey-dovey, on a boat, on an island, butterfly stage. Like, we in that stage. So I'm in heaven, y'all. I'm just eating it up. I'm in love. And this is my, I guess it was my second hood nigga experience. So I'm really eating it up. Like, I'm really eating it up. So we together with everything. Everything's all good. It's going great. Like, I want to say it probably was like July the 27th. He comes to me and he's like, Asia, you know, my lease ends on July 31st and I ain't gonna have nowhere to stay. I already got an apartment lined up for the end of August, but I just need somewhere to stay for like 3 or 4 months. Sorry, y'all, not 3 or 4 months, 3 or 4 weeks. And at the time, I'm listening like, okay, like, what you telling me for? Because we wasn't officially dating, y'all. I was rocking with him, but we wasn't dating. So I'm thinking like, it's a no. Like, no man is moving in with me without us talking about rent and what you're gonna be playing. And you know, we gotta talk. But he's like, I don't really want to pay anything because I have my apartment lined up. You know, I'm gonna be out your way. You know, I work, I got school. You always at my house anyway. I'm always at your house. It won't be a big deal. So initially, I was just like, you know, I'm gonna have to sit on it. You know, I gotta sit on my mental, because at the time, y'all, this is when I stayed. I want to say I stayed in a boulevard at this time. So I wasn't paying my rent for myself. Like, some months I wasn't able to pay my rent, so my parents would help pay my rent. And I knew my mama or my father was not gonna allow a man to stay with me, and they helped me pay my rent. So initially I was just like, I'm gonna think about it. But really I was thinking like, no. But you know, your girl was a clown. I really wish, y'all, what's that song? I wish I had a time machine. Ooh, I wish I had a time machine. I really wish I had a time machine to go back in time, because why I said yes, y'all. But I went back to him and I was just like, yes, babe, you can stay with me, but you can only stay with me until, you know, your apartment ready. And everything was adding up at the beginning, y'all, just simply because a lot of student housing apartments, they do this. So usually the lease will end on July the 31st, and then your moving date won't be until like August the 15th, the 20th, or like, you know, at the end of August. That's like a normal thing. And I was gonna be in the same situation, but I had the luxury of paying like an extra $200 to move in early. So I knew what he was saying wasn't cap, at least I thought, but we gonna get there. So he's like, yeah, babe, can I move in with you? So, you know, I sleep on it. I come back to him. I'm just like, yeah, babe, you can stay with me or whatever. And at the time, my main concern was having a baby. Because y'all know when girls move in with their man, they get pregnant in like 3, 2, y'all, they get pregnant quick in days. Like, I don't know what it is, what's in the air, but they just get pregnant quick when they man move with them. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get pregnant and I'm gonna have an ugly baby. And then if it's a boy, he really gonna be down bad, because the baby gonna be ugly and he gonna be short. I told y'all, Bummy was not cute. He looked like Jay-Z lips and all. Like, he wasn't cute at all. So I was really scared for my future kids. So I'm just like, Asia, you gotta do what you gotta do. Because at this time, I wasn't on birth control, y'all. I was just moving real careless. So my main concern was me getting pregnant within these 3 weeks to a month. And him not paying rent or anything, I was a-okay with that, because he had already told me that he had an apartment lined up. You know, everything was cool. Like, everything was cool, good to go. So he moves in or whatever. And for the first week, y'all, we good. Your girl is playing house. I'm making sausage, eggs, bacon, grits. You know, I'm cooking like, y'all, I'm cooking for a family of 10. Like, your girl is slowing down. I'm gonna put little clips in here. I'm gonna go back and look for the clips. I'm gonna put little pictures in here, because I was posting them on my at this time I was using Snapchat heavy. So I was posting my breakfast. I was really cooking like I was a grandma in the 80s. Like, your girl was slowing down. I was doing breakfast, lunch, dinner, washing clothes. You know, I was playing house. Your girl was playing wifey duties. But you know, I'm in school, so you know, that was like for the first week. And then the second week, you know, I got homework. I'm a full-time student. You know, I'm working. Like, life is catching me up. And I do want to mention that Bummy was a heavy smoker, and I knew he was a heavy smoker before he moved in with me. But y'all, I didn't realize how much he was eating. Like, the man started eating like he was homeless. Like, he was homeless because he was staying with me, but he was eating like he was on the street homeless. Like, he was on the side of the road homeless. Like, the first week I told y'all I was cooking for him. The second week, I do want to mention that I did have EBT at this time. So at first, you know, I ain't really mind that your girl was throwing down in the kitchen, steak, lobster, all of that. I was eating like I wasn't broke, because I was broke in college. But your girl was eating like 5-star, 6-star meals, cooking for him. But that second week, I started slowing down cooking because, you know, life just caught up with me. So I started noticing that like my food would go missing. Like, he would go to work and he would go to class and he would take like snacks away. I would let him use my EBT card, and it's just like, Asia, y'all, basically, I was a clown, but I didn't work at the circus and I wasn't on payroll. I was a whole fool for this man. But okay, fast forward, the second week of him living with me, his car was in the shop. Initially, his car had like a minor problem that was supposed to get fixed, but I don't remember the exact thing that was wrong with his car. But I know he either needed like a new transmission or a new engine or like a head gasket. Something big on his car had blew, so he just decided that he wasn't gonna fix the car. He was just getting a new car. So now he homeless and he don't got no car. But at the time, all of this wasn't registered in here, y'all, because why? Your girl was in love. I was traumatized, so none of this was clicking. What's not clicking, Steven? Like, none of this is clicking, y'all. So we, you know, everything going all goody and gravy. Like, he eating a little more food than I would like, but you know, it's EBT, you know, just swipe the card, we good. It's not my money, it's the government money, so we good. So things are going by or whatever. He don't have a car. He did go to TCC. So did I mention that he was, I think I mentioned that he was from Miami, y'all. If I didn't mention, he was from Miami. So I'm dropping him off to TCC. I'm dropping him off to work. He did work at the Hood Call Center, but I think by like the third week, he had either got fired from the Hood Call Center or he had quit. Because like I said, the call center was just real ghetto and it was a lot going on. But he did have a second job. At the time, he told me that he worked at this construction site, but I didn't know that he was temporary. I didn't know that it was a temp job. I didn't know how a temp job worked. So he's still staying with me. We on the third week now. So at this point, I'm just like, damn, I could finally have some food in here. He get ready to move out next month. And you know, I'm asking him, I'm just like, oh babe, are you ready to get your stuff out of the unit? If you need help moving, like, let me know, I'm gonna help you move. He's just like, oh no, I don't think I'm moving anymore. So I'm like, you don't think you're moving anymore? What you mean? This was temporary, because if you're not moving anymore, you know you're gonna have to start paying rent. You're not living here for free. And also, I do want to mention, y'all, this was the same apartment I stayed in when I had to get a roommate that was stealing my clothes, my robe, and she stole my wig. So I was already going through a lot. So boom. So he was like, I don't think I'm moving anymore. So I'm just like, what you mean you're not moving anymore? He was just like, oh, they told me my apartment wasn't gonna be ready until September. So I'm like, September? He's like, yeah, it ain't gonna be ready until September. They said that they had to repair the walls and the carpet, and I'm just like, so what were you supposed to do if you didn't have nobody to stay? Like, can they put you in a hotel? Like, what's going on? Because like I said, y'all, he was eating my food like it was wood, and he was a termite. Like, he was really eating my food up. So I was kind of already over it, and I was ready for him to go. So he was just like, I can't stay until September. I'm just like, all right, my mama raised a fool, y'all, but I'm not boo-boo the fool. So I'm like, you gonna have to pay something. Like, my rent at the time, I believe, was like $5.50. So I was like, you gonna have to give me half of my rent. I'm gonna need, you know, like $275, at least $250. Like, what can you give me? He was just like, all right, I'm gonna try to see if I can give you at least $50 every week. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. Like, we Gucci. Like, $50, I could do that. You know, we could do $50 every week. So he's still staying with me. At the time, I did have a rule that I didn't let anybody drive my car, just simply because he wasn't on my insurance and my car was in my mother's name. So my mama did not play that. She didn't want nobody else driving my car. But you know, when you tired and you get home late, you don't feel like picking nobody up from class, from work. So I had started telling Mama, please click off the video now. Like, just click off the video now if you watching it. But y'all, I had started letting this man drive my car. Because I told y'all, TCC and FAMU is like a cool 15-20 minutes from each other. So I had started letting this man drop me off to class so he can go to class in my car whipping my car, Chrysler, y'all. Boo boo the fool. So he's driving my car now, and he's dropping me off. Everything was cool for like that first month. Now we in September. Class has really started. Stuff's still going good between us, other than the fact that he just eating all my food, and I didn't really mind him driving my car just simply because he was filling it up with gas. But that second week rolled around, and it's time for him to pay his $50 towards, you know, my utility bill, my rent, whatever I need the money for. And he's like, oh babe, I don't got it, but I'm gonna have it for you next week. They didn't pay us this week. I don't know why they paying with our money. So I'm just like, what you mean they didn't pay you? Like, call corporate. Why they didn't pay you? He's just like, I don't know. They said our money's gonna be here soon, but they didn't pay, blah blah blah. And y'all, like I said, I didn't know anything about how temp jobs work or when they get paid or if it was a contract, but he was basically saying like it was an under the table job. He wasn't guaranteed to get paid, but when he do get paid, he get paid good. So he was just gonna work it out until he get another job. So I'm just like, all right, cool, but next week you better have $100 because you ain't paid this week. But he's like, yeah baby, I got you, boo, or whatever. So that passed by or whatever. By this time I started back taking him to work and stuff because he was getting a little too comfortable with my car. He started asking to drive my car for like things that didn't have to do with work or school, like the shit with the boys. And it's just like, no, the boys can come pick you up from my porch step. Like we not doing that. He can come pick you up from the porch. So I started dropping him back off, and it was this girl. I remember her because she used to dress really, really nice, y'all. I remember her. She used to sit right outside TCC, and she used to sit on that bench. I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with TCC, but basically, like when you pull up through the car lot, they have like the main office there, and there's like 2 benches on the side, and there's a walkway. So I used to just pull right up in the front, and I would always see this young lady. She was just sitting on the bench. We gonna go ahead and name her Tater Tot. So Tater Tot used to be sitting on the bench. We never really made eye contact. I would always see her looking at my car, but I never really said anything. And then, you know, Bummy would come out like 5-10 minutes later, and that was that. Like, we was cool. Sometimes he would like do a little small talk and say hey to her or bye to her, but I didn't really think anything of it, y'all. So he gets in the car, you know, we go back home to my place, and everything cool. Now the 3rd week has rolled around, and I'm like, Bummy, where's the rent money? Like, where's the money? He's like, again, oh babe, they said they gonna pay us triple next week. We ain't get paid again. They didn't really give me my full paycheck, and you know I still gotta pay my phone bill, I still gotta pay this, I gotta pay that. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm not even tripping about the money. So one day, y'all, I go pick him up from work, and this particular day I'm like calling his phone, I'm blowing him up, and it's taking him a while to come outside. It's taking him like, he probably had me waiting for like 30 to 45 minutes. And I see men, like a lot of men are coming outside. So I'm just like, oh, what time I usually get off work? And he's just like, oh, we have different shifts. We get off work at different times. And I'm just like, what unit do you work in? Because I knew what area Bummy worked in. He was like, oh, I work in the E building. And I'm just like, oh, when y'all got paid? And he was just like, oh, we got paid today. So I'm like, y'all got paid today? And I'm like, when was the last time y'all got paid? He was like, oh, we get paid every 2 to 3 days. Sometimes we get paid the same day. So I'm like, what you mean y'all get paid the same day? So he's breaking everything down to me, telling me how temp jobs work, saying sometimes you get paid like $100 a day, sometimes you get paid every 3 days, but you don't have to wait a week or 2 weeks to get paid. So I'm calculating all of this. So I'm just like, I'm invading this man's personal information. I'm like, how much y'all got paid? Does it depend on your bank? I'm getting all the details. So the man is telling me they basically get paid like 2 or 3 times a week, not a month, a week. They get paid 2 or 3 times a week. So he's telling me that their paychecks are at least, he's telling me that they get paid like no less than like $100 to $200 each shift. So I'm just like, $100 to $200, and you ain't paid rent in my apartment yet? Not yet? Y'all, I wish I had a time machine. So Bummy comes or whatever, and I'm just like, hey babe. He finally comes after like 45 minutes. He comes, and I'm just like, hey babe, how was work or whatever? He's just like, work was good. And I'm like, oh, you got some money? Like, you got my money? He was like, yeah, babe, but my paycheck was short. I was just like, oh, was your last paycheck short too? He's like, what last paycheck? I'm like, your coworker told me that y'all get paid, and you get paid 2-3 times a week. He's just like, oh, nah, that's not our unit. We didn't get paid. So at this point, y'all, we get into a big scuffle, a big argument. I'm basically telling him he got to get all his stuff because he was taking up my storage room, all of that. You got to get all your stuff and you got to go because I'm not doing this. And by this time, I don't know if we were dating, but we probably were, y'all. I don't really remember. So I'm telling him we gotta go. We get into this big argument. He's just like, man, you tripping, or you tripping. Why you gonna listen to him? He don't even work in my unit. He don't even know what he's talking about. We get paid different on different unit. We do different things. He probably work on the west side. I'm just like, I don't care if he work on the west, east, north, whatever side. You gotta go. You gotta bounce today, like tonight. Your stuff is gonna be waiting on you at the door. Like, you gotta go. So he's just like, baby, no, da da da. You know, like I said, y'all, it was low brain activity. I took him back. A clown, but I wasn't on payroll, y'all. So he's, you know, he done talk me down. So he's still there or whatever. I knew he wasn't going nowhere anyway, y'all. But your girl was just talking her big girl talk. So that happens, and finally it's probably like mid-September now, and I'm just like, when is your apartment gonna be ready? And he was just like, oh, I was just on the phone with them for an hour yesterday. They said they gave my unit away. They don't know what's going unit away. That right there don't even sound right. So he had me believing that he was really, like, y'all, he was playing a good game. We end up, I think I want to say he didn't live in West 10, but if you from Tallahassee or you live in Tallahassee, he lived at the units right across from West 10. So one day he had me take him up there, because remember, y'all, he don't got no car. He had me take him up there, and he's talking to the people in at least an hour out office for like probably like a good 30 to 45 minutes, and they're like, yeah, your unit is definitely gonna be ready. And you know, I heard that or whatever, because I was on the phone with my, y'all, I had my ear to the phone like this the whole time, like, when the unit gonna be ready, because it's time for you to go. By this point, he making my $300. I was getting $200 in EBT, but he making that seem like I was getting $4 to $5 the way he was eating all my groceries. So I'm just ready for him to go. So I'm like, yay, he done, he finally out or whatever. So fast forward to, like, I want to say it's like the end of September now. Like I said, anytime I come to TCC, this girl, what was her name again? What was her name? I don't remember her name, y'all. But the girl that dressed nice, she's sitting outside on the bench waiting for like a ride, or maybe she was waiting for a bus. I don't know if TCC had shuttles, but she was always just sitting there at the same time. I would pick him up at 4 o'clock like every day. So she's sitting there or whatever, and this time she's just like looking, but she's not looking at me. She just like looking at my car. He comes out. Some days he speak to her, some days he don't speak to her. We go back home. That's that. And then finally his apartment was ready. I ended up helping him move out. He moved into his apartment. He probably was staying with me for like 2 months, and then he finally moved into his apartment. Everything all Gucci, everything all great with that. Fast forward, y'all, because we were still together through this whole thing. By this time, it's official. It's like going on October. We official. Fast forward to probably like, I want to say, I think it was January. I don't know if y'all remember. I don't remember her name I gave her. Oh, the Ungrateful. The Ungrateful is now living in Tallahassee, and she goes to TCC. So one day, it was like I don't know. It was like a fair or like a art show or something at TCC. So this is like months later. This is like 2-3 months later. I'm at the art show with my girl, the Ungrateful. And her friend is the girl that dressed like, I don't remember what I named her, y'all, but that's her friend. So she's just like, oh, hi, like, you look familiar, you look really familiar. And I'm like, oh yeah, I know you from picking up my boyfriend. I used to pick my boyfriend up, and I used to always see you waiting for the bus or waiting for the shuttle or whatever. And she was like, your boyfriend, who your boyfriend? And I'm like, Bummy. And she's like, Bummy, that's your boyfriend? Like, she like laughed, she's like, and I'm just like, what you mean? Why you said it like that? So she's like, oh, nothing, no, nothing. So I'm just like, no, like, I'm one of those people, like, if you mention something, don't say never mind, don't say oh, nothing. If you kiki, you ha-haing, baby, I need to know the joke. I need to know what's funny. So I'm just like, ha ha, like, what's so funny? So she's just like, oh, girl, he for everybody. He be in everybody's face. And I was like, what you mean? He tried to talk to you? She was like, yeah, he used to take me home. And then one day he tried to like come over and come inside. So I stopped having him take me home. I just started going back taking the bus. And I said, what you mean he used to take you home? When he used to take you home? She was like, this happened like a month ago. And I'm like, how he used to take you home? He ain't have a car a month ago. And she was like, oh, girl, he had a silver Sebring. He used to come pick me up with that. And I'm just like, what you mean? And at the time, I do want y'all to know that the girl didn't realize that I was the girl that was picking him up. She said she used to always see the car, but she never really seen who was in the car. I did have dark tints, but I call Cap, y'all. So she's just like, oh yeah, he used to pick me up, and then one day he was trying to be real pushy. He asked me if he can come inside. So when he started offering me rides, I just started to say no thank you because he was just doing too much. So I was just like, well, he didn't have a car. And she was like, yeah, he did. He had a Sebring convertible. And I'm just like, girl, that's my car. A Sebring convertible. And the back window don't roll down, the window suck, and they got a cab on one of the tires. That's my car. She's like, that's your car. He used to always be in that car. He had that car every day. And I'm saying, how he had that car every day? Because I was picking him and taking him back and forth to work. So how he had the car every day? So I never really figured this part out, y'all. I'm assuming that the girl knew that it was my car, but he told the girl that my car was his car. And it's just like, how you gonna front and ride around the city like it's your car? And y'all, the car wasn't even all of that. I think it was like a 2002 or 2003 Sebring convertible. If I have a picture, I'm gonna post the type of car I had. So I'm just like, you driving around the city trying to pick up hoes in my car. How you picking up whores in my car? You don't have a car. You barely have a job. And you don't have no apartment, but you picking up girls in my car. So that situation happened. The whole event, I'm pissed off. I'm mad. I'm grateful. It's just like, Asia, chill. This happened months ago. Just let it go. I'm just like, no, I'm not letting it go, because how you gonna pick up woes in my car? And in my car? Negative. So the whole time I'm mad or whatever, I'm texting him and I'm just like, hey, you was going around telling people at TCC that you had a car. This is my car, da da da. You was driving my car. He was like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm just like, oh, the girl here said and he was like, no, I don't even know her. She was trying to talk to me, blah 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 blah. And like I said, y'all, ain't nobody want him. I was the only one that want him, and it was because I was in love. I ain't even really want him like that. So let me stop lying. But yeah, so she just like, oh, no, I ain't never picked nobody up in your car. I ain't never had nobody in your car. That's crazy. You barely let me drive your car. And I'm just like, yeah, I know, right? Like, how you had her in my car and I barely let you get my car. So he's just like, yeah, I don't know. She's psycho. She crazy. She made all of that up or whatever. So y'all, that happened. And yes, y'all, your girl was, y'all, I was a clown. But I didn't work at the circus. Like, I didn't work at the circus, y'all. But I was a whole clown. We was still together after that. Y'all already got the story time. How I really, even after the situation with me calling 911 on him, I still didn't cut him off after that. It was another situation that happened. If y'all want that story time, I'll give y'all that story time. But yeah, that was pretty much the story time on how Bummy took me for granted. He treated me like I was a fool. And this might, I was thinking about this being the last story time I do of Bummy, just simply because like he's in the past. But like, I can get my time back, y'all, but I can get my money back off these story times. So I might do 1 or 2 more story times about him. He was just a whole fool. Like, y'all, we don't all been a fool for a man. So like I say, don't judge me, judge your mother. And if you're a mother, judge your daughter, because that's the only opinion that matters. And that's on period. I feel like I'm talking weird, y'all. This right here hit. This was literally full this morning. And yeah, I'm a little tipsy, y'all. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm gonna see y'all in my next story time. A lot of y'all want to know if I'm still selling wigs. Yes, girl, I am still selling wigs. There is at least 1 or 2 wigs for sale. I think at least once a week there's at least 1 or 2 wigs. And then I have about 5 wigs per month. And if y'all would like to keep up with me and know when I post the wigs, make sure you follow my business page at Big Bossy Minx. I will have it linked below. And also make sure you follow your girl on the gram. And I'll see y'all in my next story time. Peace.